Hi guys. It has been a hot minute since I have popped in here. Here, I'm going to pop off my glasses so you can stare into my gorgeous eyes. No, they were causing a weird reflection. I was just listening. I went to my local coffee shop, Rainier Valley Coffee Company. Cheers to them. And I was just listening to a podcast by Brook Castillo of the Life Coach School about fear. And it really, hi Kiana, it really resonated with me about how we process fear and how we process fear in business and in personal life. Jody! Hi guys. We experience fear. And we experience it viscerally and we want to run away from it, push it down. And she talks a lot about breathing into it and allowing it to pass through her body. And I'm going to get emotional, but the thing that she said was to breathe in and to ask yourself what it is that you're actually experiencing. Because a lot of times we're experiencing fear and we're actually expressing it as anger or running away or some other emotion. And what we're actually feeling is fear. And she says to stop, to acknowledge the fear, to say, I am scared right now. And to acknowledge that it is a vibration and an emotion in your body and to not push it down. She said, acknowledge it. Say, I am scared right now. I feel fear right now. And to breathe in and to ask yourself this question, which I thought was so beautiful. She said, what's the matter, love? What's the matter? And the purpose to be to allow yourself to give voice to what it is that you're actually afraid of. And sometimes those fears are real things. Sometimes those fears are made up things. Sometimes, hi Tiara, sometimes those fears are things that are outside of our control. But it's important to acknowledge them and then separate the actual fear from the fear that we are making up for ourselves. And something that I've been experiencing in my business, and this is just being very vulnerable, is the last 2 weeks, I've woken up every day and I've thought to myself, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? Am I qualified to do this thing? Is this going to work? Am I going to earn enough money where this is going to work? Because I know that I'm doing the right thing. And so my question is to myself is the business going to take off in a way where it's sustainable? But what I really need to say is, what's the matter, love? And see what the answer is. And the answer is, I sometimes don't believe I'm enough. I sometimes believe that not enough people will believe in me. I sometimes believe that there's not enough clients, that there's not enough money, that I can't hold on financially long enough for it to take off, because I know that I've been given, divinely given, the word stay, that I must stay in doing what I'm doing because it serves a greater purpose. I help people in a way that is special. And so I know I need to stay, but I need the dollars and cents at the bottom of the line to make sense, to be able to stay. And so I just wanted to pop on and say that if you're feeling fear, and this for those who do core wound healing, I felt like this was the beginning of key 2. Like sometimes we're feeling something and we don't know how to even get started on what wound it is, what thing it is that's bothering us. And if you don't do core wound healing, this would be a journal prompt. And just say to yourself, what's the matter, love? What's on your heart? What's hurting you? What's bothering you? And maybe it's business related, maybe it's not, but if you're in business, it's gonna affect your business. Your personal affects your business, because that's bullshit to say that it's just business. It's all personal. It's all personal. We put our love, our life, if you can separate business and personal, then, I mean, good on ya. But I think you're doing it wrong, because we went into business to solve a problem, to help people. So that means that we have to address these fears that get in the way. Because if I don't ask myself this question, then I'm going to wake up one of these days and I'm going to say, I can't do it. There's a lack. There's not enough. There's not enough of me. There's not enough clients. There's not enough money. There's not enough, there's just not enough. And that's fear. It's not the truth. It's not the truth. It's fear. And so I would just, wherever you're at today, take 5 minutes. Take a scrap of paper, or I use an iPad because I'm like a perfectionist with my handwriting. So I like the ability to erase and rewrite it. I use an iPencil and an iPad. But take 5 minutes, find a quiet corner, and just ask yourself, what's the matter, love? Because even if you're having a good day, there's something in there. There's something in there that is fearful, and it's a vibration. It's something that is real. And there's so many things going on in the world that are outside of our control. So why not take 5 minutes to acknowledge the things that are touching your heart in a way that are creating things that feel out of control when they actually are not. That doesn't make sense. What I'm trying to say is, like, we're making up things when there are so many things that are actually out of our control. So let's address the things that are within our control. Let's address the things and bring a voice. Bring a voice. Don't let it choke here. Don't push it down. Don't let it choke here. Allow yourself to voice and say, I'm scared. I'm scared I'm going to fail. I'm scared I'm going to fail and it's going to be embarrassing. I'm scared I'm going to be a burden financially on my family. I'm scared that my friends and family are going to think bad things about me if this doesn't work. I'm scared that I don't have support. I'm scared that I'm not enough. You are enough. You are enough. I am enough. And we just have to. And you know what? Here's the bottom line about my fear, okay? So my fear is that hi, Aunt Jackie and Cindy. My fear is that at the bottom line, I will run out of money and I won't be able to support the team that I have, or I won't be able to continue the business the way that it is right now. But you know what? Here's the bottom line. That's the opportunity for passion and for purpose to come in, because maybe it looks different. And is that a failure? It's actually not. Life is going to take so many turns, so why be afraid? Why give in to fear? Why allow fear to rule our life? And one of these things that I'm learning is that fear and love cannot coexist. And so I want to be full of love. I want to exist in a world where love rules my life. But I'm living, at least my current reality, the last few weeks, is that I've been living in fear. So you know what that does? It pushes out the love. And all of you that are on this stream with me right now, and those who will watch it in replay, I love you. I care for you. And I care for you enough to address my fear so that I can embrace the love. And so I will take 5 minutes today or more. I will find a scratch paper, or I will find an iPad. I will find a quiet place. And I will take a deep breath, and I will say to myself, hi, Justin. I will say to myself, what's the matter, love? What is it that you are so afraid of? And then I will look at what comes out, and I will say, is that the truth? Is that what the divine would have me believe for myself? And if it's not, then I will let it go. And I will repeat this exercise every freaking day because fear comes to me every day. But I heard this podcast, which again, I recommend it. It's Brook Castillo, and it's called the Life School, or the Life Coach School. And just the tender way that she spoke to herself, it really caught me off guard. And Justin, I shared it with Katie because I think she would really benefit from listening to it as well. It's just so important to be gentle with ourselves and to recognize that we are spiritual beings full of emotion, walking this earth in a human experience. And yes, Kiana, I will, absolutely. I think that it is just so important for us to be gentle with ourselves and to know that fear is a natural emotion. It was built to save our lives. Fear was built to save our lives if threat comes into play. But we are believing things that are not actually threatening to our lives. Because failure is not actually failure. The failure that I'm worried about is bullshit. It's bullshit. Like, if literally all the things that I'm so afraid of happened, I would still be alive. I would have a roof over my head. I would have wonderful, beautiful children. I would have an amazing husband. I would have an amazing marriage. I would have transportation. And you know what? Let's say the worst comes into play and the roof gets taken away from me and the transportation gets taken away from me. I still have relationships. And that's the most important part. And so I wanted to pop on. I wanted to say that don't allow fear to rule your life. Don't allow fear to push the love out of your heart, because fear and love cannot coexist. And today, we need to take a moment, 5 minutes, and say, what's the matter, love? And let whatever needs to come out, if that's tears, if that's anger, if that's quietness, if that's meditation, if that's whatever it is that comes out, allow the vibration of fear to move through your body, because the more we suppress it, the more we give it control. And I, for one, want to say, screw that. No more control to my fear. No more. Sammy, I'm so glad this helped you out. So that's it for today. I was so moved. I mean, this is the benefit of podcasts. This is why I have a podcast, is because I want to share things, and I hope that sometimes that people are impacted that way, but it was such a small comment. It was such a small part of a beautiful podcast, but it just like, it caught me off guard, and I felt myself tear up, and I thought, okay, I have to share this because it's so important. So I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Be ruled by love, not by fear. And I thank you guys so much for everything that you do to contribute to my life. And I send you all of the love of my heart. And have a beautiful weekend. And who knows, maybe I'll pop back in tomorrow. We'll see. But sending you big, big hugs and love. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you all soon.